Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Tom Morgan Drum Studio. Today we are in the Rudimental book, the Sequential Approach to Rudimental Snare Drum. And in our last episode we talked about the double drag tap and we played solo 11. So now we're on page 57 and 58 and we're going to do the two supplemental solos that use the double drag. The double drag likes to kind of land in compound meter 6/8, but it can also be used in a simple meter format as well. And in solo 11 we saw that there were both compound meter and simple meter in that solo. So you can kind of use it to shift the time feel a little bit. In fact, that's why this solo we're about to do is called time shift. And so if we're in 6/8, we can play with this rhythm: 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. But 6/8 has exactly the same number of eighth notes that 3/4 has. So I can shift the time around by using other rudiments to create that effect. So if you look at the solo, 3 lines from the bottom, starting the second measure in, that measure sounds like it's in 3/4, 3 paradiddles. And then the next measure kind of sounds like it's in 4/8. So the time shifts there a little bit. And then finally, when we get to the second to the last line, last measure, we have single or double drags again, and we're back at a 6/8 kind of feel. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So kind of makes it a little bit interesting. And so that's why we're calling this solo time shift. So the big thing is when you come out of those parts that sound like simple meter to when you get back to the double drag, be sure you give the dotted eighth its full time value so it doesn't compact the rhythm there. So we get the 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. That first dotted eighth has to get 1 and 2 in, 2 counts and a half. All right, so here we go from the beginning. We'll count it off with a dotted quarter note feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ready, go. Okay, so that's time shift. I hope you could feel the time shifts that took place in there. All right, if we turn the page over to 58, we now have another kind of rhythmically unusual solo, the Draggie Waltz. And so we're going to have a rudimental solo in 3/4 time. So 3/4 is really simple meter. So we're going to have the double drag and single drag kind of used together to create the rhythms that are typical of simple meter. So if you look at the very first measure, we have a double drag followed by a single drag and then a flamacue. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Okay, so you'll see that kind of rhythm a lot throughout the whole solo. So just be sure you notice that there's a repeat sign. There's a first and second ending repeat, but then when you get to the fourth line, you just see a regular repeat sign, and that is 8 measures long, and then you repeat back to that place. And then the ending section is just straight through. Okay, so the Draggie Waltz. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Sticks together at the end there. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's the Draggie Waltz. And those are 2 solos you can practice to work on the double drag. This one that we just did, by the way, has a hemiola pattern. Remember, a hemiola is when you imply 1 meter when you're in another meter. And that happens on the starting in the last measure of the 4th line, where you have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and then it comes out of it. But it almost sounds like you're in 3/8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But you're really 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a. So little hemiola pattern there that kind of makes it interesting. All right, so if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And stay tuned for more videos dealing with rudimental drumming, concert style drumming, and drum set playing. All right, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.